The life of Prophet Muhammad for children. The first revelation. The snow had fallen a few days ago, was beginning to melt slowly. Selim and Zehra's grandfather and grandmother were cleaning the snow that started to melt in front of the house. The children also helped them. Grandpa, turning to the children, "If the kids hurry up a bit and finish the cleaning job early, we'll continue the story where we left off," he said. On top of that, Selim and Zehra began to work with enthusiasm. Short after a while, they finished their work. Grandparents, he fidgeted to keep his promise. "All right, where were we?" said. I remembered. Our master and his wife Hatice Hanım were very happy. They had a peaceful and beautiful home. They continued to trade. Our master was doing business both outside and at home. Everyone loved him and his family very much. Grandma spoke up. Our master was upset because he saw injustices everywhere. He realizes that people have a difficult life. He did not want such bad things to continue and was constantly thinking about how to fix it. There were constant fights, injustices, people were lying and stealing. Our master often went to a cave called Hira, where he thought for a long time to change these injustices. Hazrat Hatice would also visit him, bring food, and ask him to be comfortable. The Prophet always thought of Allah there. Then he would return to Mecca again. He helped people in distress as much as he could and took care of his own affairs. Our master was a hard worker and helped everyone who needed help, and he never turned anyone away. He was very merciful, said Zehra. Her eyes were smiling while she was saying this. Once again, when our master went to the cave of Hira and meditated, he heard a voice coming from the deep. The voice was saying, "Read," to him. "Who says Grandma?" Zehra asked. Gabriel alayhis salam said, "My dear grandson, he is a great angel who brings the words and orders of Allah to his prophets," explained her grandmother. "I understand. Did he bring news from Allah to our prophet?" Sam asked this time. "Yes, read to him," he said, but the prophet could not read. That's why he said he couldn't read, but Gabriel alayhis salam grabbed him and hugged him tightly. The prophet repeated once more, "I cannot read." The majestic angel hugged him tightly once more and asked him to read again. But the prophet said for the third time that he could not read. As such, Gabriel alayhis salam told our prophet the first messages from Allah, namely the verses. This was also the first revelation the prophet received. Let me tell you what revelation means, my beauties. We call it revelation when Allah sends messages to his prophets through Gabriel. And what did Gabriel say to Prophet? Zehra asked. "Read, in the name of thy Lord, who created man out of a mere clot of congealed blood. Proclaim, and thy Lord is most bountiful, he who thought the use of the pen, thought man that which he knew not." Well, what does alaq mean? The question came from Selim. "The tiny state of human being in the womb," said his grandmother with a smile. "What does kerem owner mean?" Zehra interrupted. "Generous means, sweet girl." After Zehra and Selim got the answers to their questions, they were smiling with the comfort of understanding what was said. He returned home and told his wife, Hatice, what had happened. Hatice Hanım hugged our master, congratulated her, and said that she would always be by her side as much as she could. Thus began the prophethood of our prophet. From that day forward he was a prophet. "It's nice, isn't it?" said Zehra to Selim. Selim shook his head. The grandmother said, "We are very tired. Our story is over for today. Now it's time to rest." The children entered their homes with the warmth of the story they heard in their hearts and the dreams of those beautiful places in their minds.